Alright guys, I'm going to cover a few things. First of all, I do have a holiday special going on. I have multiple charts for Bitcoin. I got BitMEX, multiple Coinbase, Bitstamp, Binance, Bybit, Kraken. I'm going to cover a few of these as well as some of these BTC related charts. And by the way, the holiday special, tomorrow's Christmas, I am going to have this available until maybe the day after Christmas. If you do want to get access to my charts and tutorials lifetime, it's $199. That'll be up for a little bit longer. Tutorials, by itself is $100. For lifetime for charts, $149. If you want to do both together, you can do $199. Or if you just want to try 1 month, just to try my charts out, they are shareable. You can save them as your own chart, do with them as you please. They play out live on all devices. If you do want to try them out, guys, again, just want to let you know I do have that special going on. But I am going to cover some of these charts. So first of all, I would like to show you, this is a chart I published on TradingView back on June 24th. And I was telling people that when we hit this ring, I called this the ring of capitulation. I didn't know when we would hit it, but I said when we did hit it that I expected us to be coming down. And you can see when I hit play, that's what happened. As soon as we crossed this ring, price started coming down. We crossed it, and we came down, found support, came down, moved back up, found perfect resistance on this line. And you can see right now we're coming up on this red ring, finding resistance, moving down, and we're right underneath this line, which is next line down. So this is the next ring out from this capitulation ring. This is the next red ring out from this red ring. So if I go to this chart, and you can see price has been respecting. Actually, I got rid of one of those rings. Before I refresh this chart, I do want to show you these green lines are up right here. So this green line right here is 16th of December 2017. This is 16th of December 2017. You can see longs were stacked. What happens when longs get stacked? They crash. And what happens to price? Price crashes. Longs started getting stacked up here around the 15th, 14th, 15th, 2008 in February. This was right here, 15th, 14th or 15th. Longs were stacked. They came crashing down. You can see longs were stacked here on 22nd of March. You can see longs crashed. Longs were stacked up here 21st of July. Then they came down. And let me go back. So you can see every time longs get stacked. This is 15th of December. This is the 13th of February. This is 21st of March. I got this on the one day. It's kind of hard to get exact. And right here, this is the 21st of July. But every time longs get stacked, price crashes. And right here, this is the 23rd of June. So if we go to 23rd of June, you can see right here, longs were stacked. This is the 24th. Right here, 24th of June, longs were stacked. And then you can see what happened. Longs came crashing down. Right here, 24th of June. I got it right on it there. So longs were stacked, and then you saw what happened. Price started crashing and coming down. It's been coming down ever since this point. So if you look at longs now, I mean, they're insanely high. They're the highest they've ever been. They're way up here. I created a chart on TradingView. I published this on December 11th. I didn't expect longs to get above this ring. I'd actually charted this out. And you see price is respecting this ring, moved up, respected this one, got support and resistance. So I thought, we'd probably hit one of these rings and get topped out, move sideways, and they'd come down and we'd see a crash. But if you hit play, I mean, you can see they just kept going up, up, and up. Finally we hit this ring here. They started going sideways. They got topped right here at this ring around 47,000. That's insane. 47,000. So if we go to this chart, this is the actual chart, and you can see right now, we are kind of topped out here, but they could still go higher. If we do a trend line right now, let's just go like this. It's possible they could keep moving sideways, hit this, push up, and continue, as high as they go until they finally cross this. And then I think that's the point where price is going to start significantly dropping when these longs get liquidated. We just don't know how high they're going to go. If it goes up to this next ring and follows this trend line, this would be up around January 4th, and right here would be on the 29th of December at this ring. So it's possible they could just continue to do this and then cross and come down, or go up higher and then cross and come down. Again, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, but something is going to give pretty soon. I'm sure, as you all know, Tether and Bitfinex are completely connected. Both Tether and Bitfinex are being sued. There's class action lawsuits against them. Calculated damages at this stage is premature, but punitive damages surpasses $1.4 trillion. So, they've got a continuance, or it's delayed. I think it starts back in January, where they're going to have to, the judges are going to either rule, that they're liable, or they're going to push it further, give them another continuance. But that's in January. But just looking at these longs, how far they're stacked, I think that this is completely manipulated, and I think they're about to go bust, and some serious things are about to happen. I think it's all building up to a head. And guys, in this chart, let me refresh this chart and get rid of those lines I have there. But this is the chart, and you can see that price has been respecting all these rings. Let me turn these on so you can see. So this red flip circle, you can see right here, right here at this ring, we capitulated down, we found support, dropped down, found support, moved up in this channel, bounced back and forth, moved up the next channel, these rings, back and forth, moved up. You can see we hit right here, came up, came down. This is a pivot to move up, went right through it, we got rejected here, came back down, perfect support on this ring, moved back up, found support, moved sideways, we found support and resistance on this ring. And again, guys, this is my capitulation ring. I can turn these rings on the inside, show you that price is respecting all of these fib circles. You can see right here, perfect support here. We got support, you got resistance, came down, found support, working with all of these channels in here, support, found support here, support and resistance. And you see even right here, we got some chop. And we moved right up this ring and capitulated right here. Well, we're coming up on this ring and this ring. And, right now we're moving down. It's possible we keep moving down this ring. But I expect something major to happen. I think a lot of people think that we're in, some kind of, channel like this. And people are expecting this to break to the upside. And I think a lot of people think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Anything's possible. We hit one of these rings and just go shoot straight up. I think it's more likely we hit these rings when we crash. I'm going to show you why I think that's more likely the scenario. Either way, guys, if we continue sideways, we are 7 days before making contact with this ring. And where these rings converge down here is 10 days away. And if we just continued sideways, we would make contact with this yellow ring in about 17 days. So I expect something to happen within the next 6 to 17 days. I expect a major move. Again, guys, I'm expecting it to the downside. But I also found something else that is a little scary that I want to show you. So this is the Bitcoin Bitstamp chart. So I think a lot of people, they don't see this as a possibility, but I think it's very possible, and I'm going to show you why. If I do a trend line and I come from, well, let's just zoom in to 2014, 2015. So if we do a trend line, we come down and we do one right here. You can see this is kind of a structure we ran. It was a pennant formation, right? I'm sorry, it was a descending triangle. You bounce it back and forth, and then we capitulate it down, right? So we come over here, pretty much the same thing. We were in this a descending triangle. We capitulated down, right? So it matches up. So if I take this this trend line and I just come straight down, so I'm just coming from the peak right here, right from the peak straight down. Look what happens right here at this line. We push up. We just go straight up. If I come over here and I pull this down, look where it comes to, right where we push up and put it in our next peak where we hit close to 14,000. So there's already a similarity there. So let's take this line and extend it out. So we've got, we got our bottom right here, right? So if we take this and extend this out, so this is the pennant formation, the descending triangle formation we're in, right? This extends out. We're finding support on it. We found support on it here. Well, if we zoom in, you get another one of these descending triangles. And you could say that it comes out further, however you want to draw this. You could even say it's a little higher. I mean, there's a lot of wicks that come down, but either way, if you draw this, if you didn't come down and make contact here, let's just say it came up and it just stayed up near the top of this and then moved down and we broke down, that would match what happened over here. Because we moved up, over back in 2014, 2015, we came back and tested the support. Here we never tested support. But if you draw another trend line, it's the same thing playing out all over again. Trend line coming down right to where we capitulated. Right where we capitulated, right here. And then comes right straight through, right where we start pushing up. And then we move up, we get peaked out here, and we start moving down this triangle, Look what happens after we break from this triangle. We still have all of this to come down. So that could potentially be this right here. So I'm just saying it could be a lot worse than some people think. If that is the case, if this structure here is this structure, and I just see a lot of similarities, which means if that is the case, we do have a lot further to go down. I had these this capitulation chart, but after looking at price action, how it's progressed, I'm gonna get rid of these trend lines here, but if I do a fib circle and I go from the peak down to right where we had the start of our so right before we push up, just from the peak to right before we started pushing up. And let me make the 0.618 brighter, and let me make this one not bright. Oops. So 1.618. So you can see what happened, and you see we have perfect resistance here. You find support. Zoom in on this. You got support right here, support there. Price is pretty much respecting these rings in here. Come up as resistance, support. But the main thing to pay attention to is look right here. You find support, comes up, moves sideways, moves up, passes through. But look at this. Make sure I get this right on there. Get that right on the peak. So this is what I want you to pay attention to. You come down, comes up, you finds a little support, moves up, crosses over, moves sideways a bit, drops down. What's what happens when you hit this ring? It drops, comes back up, moves up this ring, crosses, drops again. Then you drop down past, you come up, you find resistance, and then you have another drop. Alright, so let's do the same thing over here. Using that same trend line from the peak to right where we pushed up. You gotta see some similarities here. We capitulate, we come down, we're moving up this ring, we cross the ring, and now we're starting to move down, and we haven't made it to this ring yet. But if you compare the two, you can see that when we got halfway through this you know, between this ring and this ring, we had a pretty big drop. We're right there right now. And that just so happens coincides with these rings right here. So I'm saying between, see, a vertical line, between potentially the 30th of December and the 12th of January. So let's go back over here. So 30th of December. Well, let me get right on 30. Let's just do the 29th. And then what, 12th of January? Well, right there's 12. That's 10 actually. But anyways, I'm saying right at this point, this is where I'm saying we're going to make contact with those rings to potentially send us down. But if you follow what happened here, and we play out just like we did back over here, which you have to admit, look, this is a point 1618. This is a point 1618. We followed pretty much the same thing. That trend line, again guys, it goes from the peak right down where we started pushing up. This trend line goes from the peak right to where we started pushing up. We cross this ring, we're coming down. We cross this ring, we're coming down. So guys, you know, it's very possible we could have a drop like this, move sideways, have a pivot, you know, push up a little bit. I told you guys it'd probably be a bleed down. You hit here, and you come down, and then it could be the same thing and bring you down. I'm not saying we have to come down this low, but I do think we're coming down a lot lower than a lot of people think. So, you know, I might actually be, I told you 4.2K was my buy-in. I might actually wait a little longer, see how this plays out. But I think these exchanges are getting desperate. You know, I kind of know this from, you know, I'll give you an example. This is Carl. And if Bybit is doing this thing now, here I'll just play part of his clip here.
And guys, once again, Bybit, they have announced their biggest bonus to date, and you guys know that I always have my link here. It's an affiliate link. I make commissions from referrals, and right now, just for a couple of days, you will be able to get up to $290 in bonus if you combine all of the different bonuses they have. I will give you some more info about that in the end of this video.
And he talks more about his Bybit thing. And then you got Sonny. Here, I'll play this right here.
Absolutely amazing. And on Bybit, you can get now up to a $290 bonus. Yes, you heard that right. You can see here the full bonus structure with all the requirements for the first $90. And for all the big traders out there, this is nothing for beginners. For the big traders with deep pockets, if you deposit 0.5 Bitcoin now on Bybit, you get a $200 bonus. Yes, you heard that right. For depositing 0.5 Bitcoin, you can get a $200 bonus only this week until the end of this week.
Yeah,
this is absolutely
Bybit
amazing.
is having
So if you
some
trade big,
special
definitely
thing
profit from that with my referral link down below.
If
Thank
you
you
want
guys.
to lose your ass really bad, make sure you check out Sonny and Carl. Use their affiliate link. I would like to show you. This is email I got from Bybit. It was a while ago. They're trying to get me to, you know, use some affiliate links or use their affiliate links. And this is a brochure. It says up to 35% lifetime commissions. This is separate. When somebody, if I did an affiliate link and you guys clicked that link and signed up, I would get $200 for every time somebody uses that link. On top of that, I get 35% commission lifetime every time that you lose money. And then on top of that, if someone, an affiliate uses your link and then they use, you know, they have someone else use their link, you get 10% commission on people that lose money underneath them. So if they're willing to pay this much money out, and all of a sudden they're having this special thing going on, they're expecting something to happen. They're milking this for as much as they possibly can. This just to show you how much you get for affiliate links. This is, I got one from Coinsbit for referral link. It says $200 for each user who registers on Coinsbit by referral link. This is Coinsbit. They're smaller. They're going to give me $200 every time someone signs up with my affiliate link. Bybit's probably paying Carl and Sonny a lot more, not to mention they get commission on your losses. And you know, if you actually go to the Bybit website, you can't even put in, I don't even have that website up, but if you go to the Bybit website, you can't even get information on their affiliate link now. You have to actually subscribe first, and they'll get back to you within 24 hours. But what this brings me to is that manipulation is just so bad, they're not even hiding it. Guys, if you want to learn more about my charts, you're welcome to watch some of my previous live streams. But what I want to show you, though, is using these charts. You know, I help give people potential tops. I mean, you can see right here we pushed up. You know, we got rejected at this ring. We found support on this ring. We pushed up. We got rejected at this line. I tell people, go back, look at these lines as previous strong resistance and support. I mean, this tells you this line right here. You know, we had a lot of support here. We had support and resistance. So, you know, if we push up, this would be a potential target. As well as these rings. They're curved, but you can see this was resistance. And you can see we got perfect resistance here. But I guess what I want to point out to you, while these do help you find targets, you know, to potentially buy targets and potential points to sell, it also helps show you that, you know, when I chart these out, you know, if you follow this back, you know, right here, you know, price is pretty much steady right here. You know, it's following this trajectory. And you can see price dumped, came all the way down here, then pushed all the way back up here. And then it pretty much leveled right back where we were supposed to be. And now we're right back where we started, following this trend line going up. So this is all manipulation to the downside, all manipulation to the upside, and now we're right back where we started. And this is the Coinbase chart. And I have multiple versions of this Coinbase chart. I just want to show you this manipulation is just insane. This is the BitMEX chart. So if you look at this, you can see this, you know, we got this huge push up, and then we just came straight back down. And if I pull this out, you know, all the way back here, you see we found resistance, and we pushed up, and went sideways, we found support on this, found support here, came back up. All of this brought us right back down to where we should be. And even this, I mean, even this little drop we had, this was a manipulation too. Because what happened? You know, as soon as it pushed us down, and again, guys, you know, all these charts are dead on. It came down. You see it wicked down right to this this line here, which you can see was previously very strong resistance and support. That's why I tell you guys, when you use these charts, always look back left. If you see that you've got a lot of strong support and resistance, you know there's probably going to stop here and move back up. But you can see what happened. It dropped, and then came right back up to where we were. You know, this was resistance. You know, it moved back above it, but it came right back down into it. And what happened? Now we're still dropping. And you can see that this is actually a ring. You can see we found resistance on it. You know, we found support, and now it's resistance. We're underneath it. But the point is, guys, I'm just showing you that all of this isn't natural. These are wells and exchanges just liquidating shorts and liquidating longs. This is a Bitstamp. You know, again, you see this manipulation. You see this this candle came all the way up here and came back down, and then you have all of this up here again, guys. You know, look how well price is respecting this. When I chart these out, the price came up here, got rejected, came down, found support, moved up, got rejected here. These are working within these channels. Perfect wick up here. And again, if you look left, you can see why it was previously strong support and resistance. But you can see it came down, found support, working with all these channels. But my point is, we're right back where we started, guys. Right here. You can see that, you know, this was resistance, this was resistance. We find support and resistance, We're right back here where we started. This is Binance. You know, you can see this line right here was pretty much our support and resistance. We're right back where we started. Even with this drop down here, you drop down, it hit this ring. This was a target to potentially buy. You came up, you got rejected, went sideways, came up here, got rejected at this line. Everything is charted. You can see that these rings as well played a role. I had a live stream about this. We crossed this, we started coming down. We were coming down. This is a pivot to go sideways. As soon as we hit this ring, we had a drop. And then we pushed up, the ring became resistance, and then we started coming back down. So again, you know, we're right back where we started, just following this one trajectory. This is Kraken. You can see that if you follow this back, every chart's a little different, and every exchange is a little different too, but you can see that this right here was a lot of support and resistance, so it makes sense. You see right now we're bouncing off of this ring, so we'll probably come back down and test 7,000, and most of these charts I think show that. Right here at this line right here is 7,000. This right here would be around 7,000, and these are at different times. This is a 30-minute, but if we drop down, this is around 7,000. So, and you can see if you do a line coming back, you see we had support there, and if I draw a line coming back, I need to update some of these charts. But anyway, so we drop down, 7,000 is right here. So all these charts are accurate. They're for all different exchanges. This is Bybit. This is just the rings, but just to show you how well these rings are working without seeing the fib channel might be a little confusing sometimes, but you can see this red ring here. We came up, found resistance, moved down. You see when we hit this ring, we still got resistance. When we finally pushed above it, you can see it pushed up, went higher. We got rejected by this ring, came down. As soon as we hit this blue ring, it's a pivot to go sideways. You can see when we hit this yellow ring, we started pushing down. So it looks like we're going to continue to get pushed down by this yellow ring. So that's what I say, refer to all of my charts. It's good to have all of them up. And when you look at different charts and you look at possible patterns and formations we're in, where strong support, where strong resistance, potential rings might be on one chart, not another chart, it helps you find out what price might do, puts you that further ahead of the game. But guys, I'm telling you, I think that something major is about to happen. First of all, we're going to hit these rings, and these rings already proved themselves back here. I think these rings are going to cause a major drop, and just charting this out, I mean, I would like to grab these. Let me see if I can grab these. I know this is running a little long, guys, but let me grab these bars pattern here. And if I just go from from this ring to where we hit, well, let's just go all the way here. So we peak, we have a pivot this last point here, and let's see, that was right from the ring. So let's take this to that ring. So right from the ring, and then we come down and pivot. So let's see if we can scale this and get it to match. Let's go to the 4 hour. I haven't done this, so I have no idea what it's going to look like, but and that's right, that comes out and that pivots when it hits the ring. Let's see, let's go to the 1 day. Well, it's very hard to scale this thing. So potentially, I'm saying, it doesn't have to go that low. That's insane. That would be around 500. But my point is it's very possible that this right here is this right here, and while this doesn't really match up that well, there's no way I see it's going down this low. I do think we have a lot lower to go. Something like this. Potentially putting, we could go down to 2,000, 2,500, but if this is going to be a repeat, you have a hell of a lot lower to go. So, we'll just have to see what happens, guys, but I'm just making you aware of the possibilities, and to me that looks very convincing that this is just playing out all over again. We just went a little bit higher. It's the same ring, and proof for me is just because it goes right through where we pushed up. So, be careful, guys. I was thinking about buying in at 4,200. I think I'm gonna wait because I think we're going a lot lower than 4,200 just from this chart alone. And I will publish this chart, or I mean I'll save it and put it on the website, guys, if you want to access it. Again, if you do like this content, make sure to hit the like button. If you're subscribed, tick the bell so you get notified when I put videos up. And again, if you'll take advantage of the special, guys, it's just until maybe the day after Christmas, and then I'll be removing it. But that's it, guys. Until the next video.